He's going to lock down. This guy wants to lock down. He'll listen to the scientists. If I listened totally to the scientists, we would right now have a country that would be in a massive depression. Instead of, we're like a rocket ship. Take a look at the numbers. And that's despite the fact that we have like 5 or 6 of these Democrats keeping their states closed because they're trying to hurt us on November 3rd. But the numbers are so good anyway. They'd be even better.
Oh, no. The scientists. Joe Biden's going to listen to the scientists. What's next? They'll be telling us not to drill for oil or burn coal because of climate change? No. Oh, no. Actually, yes. It turns out there are these things called facts. And those things called facts don't care about your feelings. I know. Weird. I bring that up because I love how conservatives, they always push that narrative. They say, oh, yeah, facts don't care about your feelings, right? And then they cry when you say, okay, well, the facts are we need to reduce emissions of carbon dioxide or face catastrophic climate change. Or they also get triggered when you say, wear a mask. Yeah, I know. It's now they're suddenly all about their feelings, right? And these are the same people who, by the way, are like, men are men, fuck your feelings. Really? Okay, all right. What's even more amazing is how Donald Trump thinks listening to science is bad. Again, the entire narrative of that is, we don't like scientists. Oh, we don't like the science, so we're just not going to listen to the scientists because that means we're going to actually have to be responsible and shut down sections of the economy until we have the virus under control. And that means wearing masks. That means social distancing. It means not holding gigantic super spreader rallies like the one that he's currently doing. And, you know, just generally being a responsible person and not an asshat. But, of course, you know, straight up, he's saying science is bad. Now, I could understand if Trump said, well, you know, and this is like normal Republican fare. This is what they normally do, okay? Where they say, well, you know, science is, there's a little bit of question on the efficacy of, wearing masks, which isn't true, obviously. You know, maybe there are problems with lockdowns, and that might lead to worse mental outcomes for Americans, and we can't stay locked down forever as an economy, as a society, all that. No, you could at least kind of like try to bullshit your way out of that. But Donald Trump says, no, straight up, science bad. The scientist bad. The mask, he can't even bullshit about it. The mask is literally and figuratively off. Okay, the dude is anti-intellectual. He is anti-science. And he's open about it. Dude, scientists, what do they know? Turns out quite a bit when it comes to their respective fields. For example, Dr. Fauci, when it comes to virology and immunology. But then again, Donald Trump goes after Dr. Fauci in some phone calls. And so, I mean, we know exactly how Trump feels about him. And look, when it comes to economics, okay, let me make an admission. I doubt Fauci knows a whole ton about economics. Probably because he's not an economist. But seriously, though, people become experts in their fields when they specialize, and they spend years, sometimes decades, learning their craft. And yet, Donald Trump is basically saying, I'm smarter, and these Twitter and Facebook randos are smarter than the people that have spent decades specializing in their fields in order to amass knowledge. Fucking ridiculous. Ridiculous. This is what they do, though. This is what they do. And you know what? Here's the thing. It's insulting, okay, for one. If you're a scientist, you must be insulted by this entire administration. But at worst, it's also dangerous. As a result of this anti-science, anti-intellectualism spread by President Donald Trump and the Republican Party, the United States now has the highest COVID-19 case count and death toll of any country in the world. I mean, we do not We're not even close to having the largest population in the world, but we have the largest death toll and COVID case count of any country on earth. And you know what? The rate of infections is due to rise. Actually, they are rising right now. Cases are spiking all over the country, which is exactly what scientists, the ones you're making fun of, actually warned would happen. But no. Donald Trump continues to claim the opposite, as he has before. Remember, he called it the Democrats' new hoax. He said, it's not really that bad. Oh, well, it is what it is. It's going to disappear by the spring. It'll end in the summer. A vaccine. We're going to have a vaccine momentarily. No, we don't have that. We don't have any of that. Okay? It's almost as if scientists know more than some 2-bit hack reality show actor. Weird. I guess at least when it comes to the virus, Donald Trump seems to know a lot about tax fraud. He's real good at it. Maybe we should look into that. But look, as far as economists are saying on the economy, okay, yes, the long-term solution would be to control the virus and to open up the country. Obviously, we all agree with that, right? The problem is we need to control the virus first. But until we do that, we need economic stimulus. And this is what the economists are saying. Okay? They're saying that we need a massive economic stimulus bill, even more so, a lot bigger than the original CARES Act. In fact, here you had earlier this month, William Lee, the chief economist at the Milken Institute. He said that the U.S. needs around $3 trillion of additional fiscal stimulus to support the economy. $3 trillion. He added that the $3 trillion should be spent on programs such as incentivizing businesses to increase remote working capabilities and helping unemployed people find jobs in companies with viable pandemic business models. So these companies, I also would say that we need rent relief. We need, a moratorium on rents and mortgages, more specifically on the rent relief part. We also need, more than just a $1,200 check. We need a $2,000 UBI going retroactive. I mean, the kind of stimulus that I would put in would be a lot more generous and probably a lot better for the U.S. economy. But, if you're worried about things like national debt, which I'm not at all concerned about, and I'll be honest with you, I'm not really concerned about it. Most of the people that are concerned are like bondholders and people who can try to weaponize that debt against doing actual programs. Right now, I don't think the debt is a concern. Long term, perhaps, interest rates, sure, but right now, not a concern. We have a horrible recession going on here, could get into a depression, and we need massive stimulus spending, and we need it now. Unfortunately, of course, it's not going to happen. Now, going back to William Lee, he said this: I think the one thing that everyone agrees with is we have to get in there and get in big. Oh, but we don't agree with that. In fact, you have Republicans, you've got Mitch McConnell, that are saying the complete opposite. No, we're not going to get in there. We're not going to get in there big. In fact, we're not going to do anything at all. And Donald Trump, for a moment, held that view as well. Because Donald Trump said, I'm not going to negotiate with Nancy Pelosi until after re-election. And Nancy Pelosi, to be fair, look, you want to go back to the recent interview she had with Wolf Blitzer. That interview came off horrible. She came off elitist, out of touch. But in reality, the Democratic Party is actually correct. Their position is much better than Republicans. And so I don't think she should have been fighting with Wolf Blitzer or with Ro Khanna. I think she should have been working with them a little bit more and then really criticizing Mitch McConnell. Because even if Nancy Pelosi and President Trump and Steve Mnuchin got together and they said, we've got this great deal, we ironed all the differences, and now we're going to introduce something into the House, and it's going to go, and it's going to get to the Senate. Who do you think is going to shut it down? It's going to be Mitch McConnell. He's not going to let it pass. He's not going to let it pass at all. Mitch McConnell is the problem here. And even though Nancy Pelosi looked horrible in that interview, she's not the problem. The Democrats are actually putting forward decent legislation, not near what we need, but it is decent legislation, and it's a start. Again, you know me, I'm a leftist. I would go much, much further on this. But as usual, Donald Trump and the Republicans are going to continue to ignore economists. They're going to ignore the scientists as well, because at the end of the day, they don't care about normal, regular working people. They only care about themselves and their own wealth and their own political power. And now, somehow, Mitch McConnell says, it's just much better for me if I don't do anything about the economy and if I let regular people crash and burn. Don't care. My donors got theirs, and so did I. If you enjoyed this video, please give us a like and share with your friends. You can subscribe and help out the channel by becoming a patron. It's patreon.com/Jeff Waldorf, or you can become a channel member as well by hitting the join button below.